All right, gentlemen, you've been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Best of luck to both of you. All right, so you ready? You ready, sir? Let's go.
Here we go!
Hello, welcome to the second episode of First Strike Podcast. Today we'll be discussing UFC 205 and giving some predictions. I'm Christian.
I'm Jesse.
And I'm Christian.
Yeah, there's two Christians here. I'm just going to be like the host and just giving them questions and who's going to be fighting, and they're going to give their predictions. Let's start it off with how's your weekend doing? How's your week?
My week went pretty well. Sadly, I didn't get any training time at my school. My classes were canceled, or I went to a Brooklyn Nets game. So I was pretty busy this week.
Okay. Christian?
It went well as well. Actually, today I had a good workout where I was hitting the bag continuously, and then every minute or so I would start throwing the weight ball, similar to a wrestling workout. Where you simply pick it up and you slam it down. It was quite good, actually. It's good for the shoulders and overall cardio.
Oh, cool. Well, you know, the UFC 205 event is coming up, finally. Felt like it took forever.
8 days away.
It took forever. It's coming up next week. We are recording on a Friday, November 4th right now. There's also a card tomorrow.
That's right.
And do you guys want to discuss the main event?
Yes, I do.
All right, get into that.
The Rafael Dos Anjos.
That's a big fight.
Tony Ferguson fight.
Great fight.
Rafael Dos Anjos he's trying to have a comeback. He wants that belt back from Eddie Alvarez. It's going to be tough because Tony he's no joke. He has some impressive wins over Eddie Barbosa, one of my favorites in the lightweight division.
Yeah, Edson, that was impressive.
But I'm gonna go in the RDA favor here. I think RDA is gonna put him out by knockout in the second round. But I'm not sleeping on Tony Ferguson. I think Tony Ferguson might submit him because
I know.
Yeah,
that guy
Tony
has
got
a good dart choke.
Yep, good dart choke. He has a good ground game. But RDA is no joke.
Is it first round?
What?
He said second.
Second?
Yeah, by second round, I think RDA will win. But I'm not sleeping on Tony Ferguson. But you can't forget RDA is a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so he knows how to defend himself. But
Absolutely.
I got RDA, second round KO.
The majority of this podcast, I'm probably just going to give you two opinions from me, essentially how Tony could win and how Rafael Dos Anjos can win. So coming off this, I mean, Rafael Dos Anjos has a sick left leg kick. When the way he beat up Nate Diaz was embarrassing.
Yeah, very impressive.
Yeah, he's got good wrestling. He's before he even became a good, where he knocked out Benson Henderson and he beat up on Donald Cerrone. He was actually
Anthony Pettis.
He was actually a grappler more so. I mean, he was coming off losses over Jeremy Stevens
with that uppercut.
And Tyson Griffin also beat him as well.
And Khabib.
Yeah, but he transformed his game and he became a good striker. I mean, he's got a vicious leg kick. His cardio is through the roof.
That King's MMA has that cardio up there, man.
I know.
King's MMA is a good gym for mixed martial arts
now,
out of Brazil.
I don't know if it's true, but I recently heard he left there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think he did leave King's MMA. I don't know the particular reason why, but I know I saw that he left it. We'll see how he does.
That doesn't surprise me. A lot of fighters are doing that.
I know, yeah.
A lot these days.
A lot of people are transferring camps. I mean, the only exception is pretty much like Conor McGregor, who stays with John Kavanaugh mostly. But overall, I think it's going to be a barn burner. Rafael Dos Anjos and Tony Ferguson, it's a high-paced fight. Yeah. It's going to be fun. It's 5 rounds.
Very.
I see Rafael Dos Anjos controlling him on the ground. Easy to take down because he's a skinny guy for the 155 division. And if he gets hit with those leg kicks, man, I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, he might fall.
But then again, Tony Ferguson's got a reach. He can clip RDA. Yeah. I mean, we've seen him.
He keeps the pace, man. He'll stay right in RDA's face. Yeah. He's no joke. He's a good boxer. He can hit RDA with some shots. I mean, he looked very impressive over Edson Barbosa, like I said
I was
previously.
Impressed with that fight.
And he finished him by dart choke. So
I know.
You never know. I'm not sleeping on Tony Ferguson, but I do have RDA coming back to get this win. I mean, hopefully to get that belt back. Maybe in the future. We'll see about the Conor, Eddie Alvarez. We'll talk about that later. But at RDA, RDA, man, he arguably could be one of the best lightweights ever.
Yes,
he defended the belt twice against Cerrone. And he beat Anthony Pettis, you know what I mean?
Beat him up. Ever since then,
badly.
Anthony hasn't looked the same.
Dana White said Anthony Pettis is going to be lightweight champ forever. And then RDA came out of nowhere beating Henderson, Nate Diaz. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, he's definitely one of the best lightweights ever.
I know.
So I got him. I got him winning.
Most likely RDA. I mean, I'm not trying to pick too much side here, but RDA is a superior fighter overall.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's just for the fight tomorrow. Our podcast will be going up after the fight. Unfortunately, it will be going up Monday. So when the podcast comes out, the results will be in, but just keep that in mind. All right, let's get into this 205 card now.
The dream card
Seriously,
of UFC.
The Christmas came early with us.
Yes, it did.
Seriously.
Three million times better than UFC 200. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, it
Legit.
really is, though. I mean,
Legit. And then all the fights got messed up because of injuries.
I know, John
exactly.
Jones.
John
That's
Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
Let's cross our fingers, huh?
Yeah.
Let's hope nothing happens. in these
8
next
days.
8 days. I'm crossing
I know,
everything on my
seriously.
body.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And you guys have any plans for UFC 205 to watch it?
I'm gonna be going to Buffalo Wild Wings like I did last time when I went to go see Connor and Nate 2.
Okay.
Get excellent food there. Watch the fights for free.
Yeah.
You know?
Good.
Most likely, I'm going to have it at my house, invite a few people over, start drinking. And once I start drinking, I talk about how I could fuck up this guy, I could fuck up that guy. It's funny when I'm drunk, I'm like,
But
that motherfucker, I'll fuck his shit
But can
up.
you beat USADA?
That is a question a few
No.
of these fighters have to answer.
All right. Let's get into the first fight on the preliminary card on UFC Fight Pass. I will be botching these names because these people got some crazy last
No,
names.
I don't blame
I
you.
can't even say half these.
The first one is a women's bantamweight match with Liz Carmouche
Carmouche.
and Caitlin Chuk. I'm not even going to try. Chuk something, trust me. Any thoughts on-
Again, I can't say it too well, but just a small analysis here. I mean, Carmouche is coming off over a year layoff. She's 2-4 in her last 6 fights, with a 9-5 record. I believe this is going to be another loss in her career.
Yeah.
Caitlin is ranked number 14, and she's from actually Quakertown, PA. She's
she's from here.
Yes, it's
PA.
Pennsylvania relative. She's a young up-and-comer who's looking to break the top 10. I believe she'll pinpoint her way to decision against Carmouche.
Okay.
All right, then that was just a quick one.
Yeah, we'll move.
Yeah. That's one of the down fights on this card.
All right, but it's in the very beginning. It'll be
No
all right.
offense.
Yeah.
To them.
No offense. They're professionals. They're the real deal.
Now, the middleweight will be Rafael Natal and Tim Bosch.
That's an interesting matchup.
You go first. Yeah.
Rafael Natal, I got him winning, man. I just think he's the better overall fighter.
He's coming
in
off.
my opinion.
Yeah, he's coming. Last 4 fights, he's 3-1. So
Yes.
he's good.
Yeah, he's coming off strong camps where he has the ability to finish his fighters or win by decision.
Yeah.
I don't really follow him much, but I think overall he's going to be the fighter that will win the match on
Yeah, absolutely.
UFC 205. He's definitely the better fighter in my opinion. So I think Natal will win the fight.
There's just one variable we got to consider. Tim is 1-3 in his last 4 fights, and if he loses, he can possibly get cut. So he's basically fighting for his job here, and that's we just saw recently with Jake Ellenberger and Matt Brown. Jake Ellenberger was on his way out, and he beat the crap out of Matt Brown.
Matt Brown. Oh goodness, I thought he was going to win that.
Exactly.
When they got signed to fight for, it's a different fight.
Essentially, that's what I'm trying to imply. Tim Boach has a lot to fight for here. I think he could get cut if he comes off a loss here.
I agree.
So on paper, we can pick Rafael, but you're never sure with MMA.
Oh,
you're
no.
never sure.
Yep.
Okay. And then you got the lightweight bout of Jim Miller versus Thiago
Ooh,
Alves.
this
Oh,
one's
goodness.
exciting. This one's exciting.
This is when it starts picking up, too.
Tiago Alves is a kid. He's one of my favorites, man.
He's on that long list of yours.
Yeah. He's one of my old timers' favorites. Oh my goodness, this is a good fight. Jim Miller just came off a pretty good third round fight against Joe Lozon.
Yeah.
I thought Joe Lozon won that fight. It was pretty close, but oh my goodness. I went back and forth on this. Thiago Alves and Jim Miller. I'm gonna pick Jim Miller by decision. Submission.
Yeah. What can possibly happen is Thiago. I mean, this is his lightweight debut.
Yes.
And
He usually fights at 170, correct? Yeah.
And he was an animal at 170. He even fought GSP for the title.
Yes, he
He
did.
got his butt whooped.
Ass whoop.
Yes. But that just goes to show that if he goes down to lightweight, he's going to be much bigger than most of the
Yeah, he'll have
lightweights.
reach.
because
Yeah.
And he's vicious Muay Thai. Vicious.
Yes.
I mean, his leg kicks and
He's
his
Brazilian
overall
too, so
striking. Yeah, I know.
He got that jiu-jitsu background.
I know. So, I mean, I could see him beating up Jim Miller. I can.
Yeah,
But
me
his
too.
gas tank is always in
Oh,
question.
yes.
I mean, Jim Miller is a warrior.
he's a
He's known
veteran.
for great
He's a
cardio.
real
He's
veteran,
known for
yeah.
great cardio, submissions, and wrestling. If Thiago is reminiscent of his old self, then Jim's got a challenge on his hands.
Yes.
If Thiago gasses, I see Jim submitting him in round 2 or 3.
Oh, okay. We both agree.
Interesting. Then the preliminary card, Fox Sports 1. This is the first fight on there. We got a welterweight bout with Vicente Luque versus Bilal Muhammad.
Good. I mean, you didn't manage. Yeah, those names look difficult. I mean, you did
well
there.
I'm hoping.
At least, right?
Christian, what's your thoughts on that?
Well,
Jim?
for starts, like, this is a good middleweight bout. I mean,
it's a good belt.
Yeah, Muhammad is 1-1 in his last 2, losing to Alan Jouban, which Alan Jouban's a good fighter. He's fighting Mike Perry soon, and that's gonna be fun.
Mike Perry, he's a good fighter.
Mike Perry's knocking people out. He's got a lot of attitude behind him.
He's an old guy too.
Yeah. So I'm looking forward to that. I mean, both of these fighters are good. They both coming off victories as well, and they finish fights. So this fight has finish written all over it.
I don't think it'll be a boring fight.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, and these guys are coming out. They can win fight of night bonuses, and with this card with so much money behind it, that gives a lot. And I honestly don't have a figure on who's going to win.
Yeah,
this
neither
one.
do I. I'm not big on these fighters.
I mean, these guys are relatively new to the UFC, so
anything could happen.
Up in the air.
Honestly,
We'll see. Come next week.
Cool. All right, then we got a middleweight belt.
Now we're good.
Yeah.
Now these
Yeah,
are good.
these are-
fights.
these
Now
are-
here are the good fights.
These might take a little longer. We got names I could pronounce.
I know.
Rashad Evans versus Tim Kennedy.
Ooh. You want me to go first?
Yes, sir. We'll switch it each time.
Rashad Evans. He's older now, obviously. He's a very good fighter. He's coming out of the Black Zillions.
Yes,
and out of Florida.
Now, Black Zillions, who do they have? They have Mike Johnson.
They got Anthony Johnson.
Michael Johnson.
Michael Johnson. Joanna Jojanchek now trains there.
That's awesome.
Who else do they have?
A couple other fighters. A few others. Yeah, there's another welterweight that Mike Johnson has been.
Oh, Robbie Lawler. No.
No.
He's American Top Team. I'm sorry.
But yeah, they have good fighters there. They go hard.
man.
Like, I watched Mike Johnson, I have him on Instagram, and he's sparring so damn hard.
Oh, yes.
They
He's
look like they're
preparing
literally
for that
competing
Khabib fight,
right
man.
now. It's fun to see how hard they go there.
Okay, going back on it, Rashad Evans, impressive
I mean, his
fighter.
career is
He beat Chuck Liddell, the Iceman. He had a very good fight against John Jones. He did lose that fight, but he did used to train with John Jones. So
I know. They used to be very close, actually, to the point where Rashad's pre-ritual before fights, he usually gets on his knees and his hands.
And that's what John Jones is doing.
Started
now,
doing.
So,
So it's funny how they passed that along as well.
I got Tim Kennedy's no joke, man.
Listen, this guy, and for those that don't know, ISIS wants to kill this motherfucker.
Yes.
Because he serves
he's
in
wanted.
the military. Yeah.
Yes, he is in the military. I got Rashad by decision.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's an interesting fight. I mean, Tim Kennedy's coming off almost a 2-year layoff.
Yeah.
His last
I
fight.
think that's going to affect him.
His last fight was against Yoel Romero, but that was controversial.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, because Tim Kennedy hurt Yoel, and then during the round changes, Yoel stood in the seat for an extra 5 to 20 seconds. I don't know what the exact amount was. It was probably 15 to 20 actually, and that was a big controversial because that allowed him time to recover.
Yeah.
And then he ends up stopping Tim Kennedy in was it round 3?
I think
Round 3. So I mean, it was a competitive fight. So that goes to show you how good Tim is, considering that Yoel is in the top 5 of the middleweight division.
He could have a title shot soon if he beats Chris Weidman.
Now there are things to consider. Evans, he's debuting at 185 and he looks good.
And he's natural
He looks
205.
cut up. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I feel like this guy should have been at 185 since the beginning.
Yep. So
He's so small. I don't know how. I mean, credit to him for competing with John Jones.
And Chuck Liddell, he beat him.
He beat Rampage.
Yes, he did beat
He
Rampage.
beat Rampage,
well.
and he knocked out Forrest Griffin. So
Yes.
And he beat Chael Sonnen.
Yep.
The bad guy himself. Yeah. So I mean, of course, he was the former light heavyweight champion.
Yes.
But if he uses his wrestling, that's interesting. Yeah. But again, like I said, Tim Kennedy is huge.
Yeah,
he's a big guy. I don't know how
joke.
USADA hasn't popped him because
he might be next after this card's over.
Seriously. He looks.
Hopefully, it's after.
He looks like a fucking light heavyweight.
Oh yeah,
he's huge. I mean, and if he can stuff the takedowns and hits, Rashad doesn't have the chin. He doesn't have a chin.
No,
I don't know if he ever had it, but before, because he got knocked out by Lyoto
Machida, the Dragon.
Ever since he got knocked out by that, his chin has been
yes,
in
it
question.
Has. Glass chin, not the iron chin.
So if Rashad reverts back to his roots and uses wrestling in advance, he could possibly win.
Yeah, and if he uses his movement, like back in earlier in his career, he had beautiful movement.
He's got
foot
good
movement, head
overhand
movement.
right, too.
Yes, he does. He's very powerful. I got Rashad sneaking in a win by decision.
Yeah,
3-round fight.
We'll see how Tim Kennedy responds.
Yep. 2-year layoff. That's interesting. It's definitely an interesting fight, though.
He did beat the champion, Michael
Yes, he
Bisping.
did. Yes.
So I don't know, did Rashad compete with Michael? I think he did.
I
I think it was a light heavyweight bout, if I'm not
yeah,
mistaken.
he might have.
Yeah. But they both most likely have victories over Michael Bisping.
Yes.
And Tim Kennedy is a badass motherfucker.
Okay.
He's a decorated combatant, and he's most likely killed someone. I mean, more than one person.
Probably.
There's a reason why,
That's why
ISIS wants his
wants
ass.
his.
Exactly.
All right. So you got Rashad,
Yeah, by decision.
and you got.
And like I said, I just give you both perspectives.
All
of
right.
this.
Okay. And then we got a lightweight bout.
Now, good luck on this one. I want to see you pronounce this one.
All right, we got Khabib Nurmagomedov.
That wasn't bad, though.
That wasn't bad.
You're on the right track.
You're almost there.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Nurmagomedov versus Michael Johnson.
This one is
How do you pronounce the last name?
Nurmagomedov.
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov.
He's Russian. It's very.
Khabib Nurmagomedov
There
versus
you
Michael
go.
Johnson.
Now we sound good. I mean,
Okay, you could go first.
yeah, this one is one of my most anticipated
Oh
fights.
yes.
Oof,
And
I'm
Dana
so
White
excited for
announced
this
it so late. Oh,
I
when
love
he was
that he
doing
announced it,
press
though.
conference. He was like, "Oh,
I know.
Khabib and Michael Johnson are on this card too." Like,
He said, "Oh shit, I totally forgot."
Well, they're now the promotion.
That's
Oh
a
my
huge
goodness.
fight. I mean, we got
Yeah.
number 1, and I think Johnson's
6.
ranked number 6.
Yeah.
Honestly, you guys just talking. You guys are constantly always talking about this fight, and it got
yeah.
me excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not as the casual fan, not knowing too much about these people. You
Yes.
guys just all the hype you built around it. I'm very interested in seeing
we'll
what
put
happens.
some more hype right now.
Right now,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Yeah, we'll go.
Johnson
into
is
it.
coming off a KO victory of Dustin Poirier.
Dustin
and-
Poirier, man, no joke.
And that was impressive. I mean, Michael Johnson came in there with attitude.
Yes.
The same way he spars in Black Zillions, he
Yep.
came in there. He started throwing the 1-2. He caught Dustin coming in. Dustin had a good combination going,
Yeah.
but he got caught. He got dropped and he lost.
No.
Now,
He wanted to prove himself against that Nate Diaz loss.
Exactly,
'Cause
exactly.
he knew he got beat by Nate.
and he has a lot to prove here.
Yep.
Again, Johnson needs to come out completely aggressive,
Yes.
similar to training style in Black Zillions. And also the way he defeated Dustin, using effective combinations to keep the distance with his 3-inch reach, which
Yes.
is significant
yes,
in a
he
fight
does
like
have
this.
3-inch reach.
Yeah. So I mean, Khabib hasn't been necessarily tested with his chin.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
not more known of a boxer.
Yeah.
His wrestling, man.
There's
Have you
a-
seen him as a kid? He used to wrestle bears. Like,
Yeah,
come
no,
on now.
That's what you guys keep
If I see a
saying.
bear, I'm running down the street. You know what I mean?
And we see bears on the daily.
Yeah.
We don't go out.
Now, and he averages over 7 takedowns. a
Oh
fight.
yeah.
So that goes to show that he's gonna take down Michael
Yeah,
Johnson.
he puts people on their ass and mauls them down.
I know.
You can't get up.
And the
you could be a
way-
black
yeah.
belt in jiu-jitsu and you can't get up. Look at RDA. He bullied RDA
That
the
was
whole
embarrassing.
fight.
That fight I was watching actually last night, and he just moved RDA wherever he wanted.
Yep.
If he wanted to place
Yep.
RDA on his knees, he did.
Yeah.
He made RDA question his manlyhood,
Yeah, just
essentially.
not even on the ground. He was grappling with him too. And
Very
Khabib
impressive.
is a very aggressive grappler.
I was impressed because the way he covers distance is reckless. I mean, he
Yes.
just relentlessly pursues a takedown
Yeah.
when it's there for him, and he throws flying knees. He
Yeah.
throws wild hooks, straights, just to get inside, and
Yeah.
and obviously that's his game plan going into this fight against Michael Johnson. Now, I wonder how he's going to handle the pressure. I mean, he's 23-0.
Yeah.
I don't know how fighters handle this. You know,
Neither do I. And people get against him like, oh, who did he fight? Who did this guy fight? I mean, we don't have time to get into that, but look at all the fighters like previously in Anderson Silva's young career. Who did he fight? You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
they all have the fighters they have to build up in their career. Like,
23 and
they're going to
0.
be no names, and you have to make your way up that list to contenders, to the people that are like contending for a belt. You know what I mean? And lightweight division is the best division in the UFC.
they're a bunch of savages.
Yes.
There. I mean, I think bantamweight is close to
Yeah,
second there
bantamweight's up
because
there,
they have
man. Even
everyone in the
welterweight.
top 10 can compete for the title as we speak.
I mean, like you said, Khabib 23-0, no joke. He is injury prone. He's had some bad injuries over the year. I think he had
I know.
2 knee surgeries, I believe, a few years ago. He was off
Yeah.
about a year and a half before his last fight.
And that guy he fought is a full-time worker.
Yeah.
You know,
And even I think he had like 2 weeks notice, but still,
yeah,
man.
9 days, I believe.
Yeah, and he was
But-
supposed to fight Tony Ferguson.
I know.
And Tony Ferguson was talking so much shit, like, oh, you're going to get hurt again. And then Tony Ferguson got hurt.
I know.
And look where he's at now.
I know.
So I think, getting back to the Khabib Michael Johnson fight, I'm a big fan on Khabib. He's one of my favorite fighters.
I agree.
Khabib 23-0, like I said,
Staying undefeated.
he's gonna stay undefeated.
Yeah, because
I think so.
Michael Johnson's very small for this weight class.
Yeah.
The guy could go to 145 if he
Yeah, me
wanted.
too. I
He's
believe
small,
that.
and Khabib has to cut down, obviously. And I watched Michael Johnson training in Black Zillions, and he's always getting taken down.
Yeah.
I mean, and they understand that's probably going to happen. It's just how many times he can get back up.
Yes.
But with Khabib, he'll take you
just
down.
puts so
He
much
has a
pressure
record.
on people,
He has a
man.
record for taking someone down in one fight. I believe it's 20 or 21 times in one fight. Wow. So that goes to show you how many times he will take you down despite you getting up.
I think Khabib has one of the highest takedown efficiency rate in the UFC.
Yeah. I mean, I can look that up right now as you speak.
I know Frankie Edgar is a takedown artist. Uriah Faber, Chad Mendes, they're good wrestlers out of his gym.
Yeah.
Team Alpha Male. But Khabib, man, I think he has one of the records for most takedowns, and I think lightweight, lightweight division. So,
Absolutely.
Khabib, I got him undefeated. He's gonna beat Michael Johnson, and after this Conor Eddie Alvarez fight, if I don't see Khabib go against Conor, who I think is gonna be Eddie, we'll get into that later.
Spoiler
alert.
Khabib deserves that title shot. He really does, man.
Yeah, I mean, the way he... And I believe it was 2 years ago or 1 year ago that he beat up on RDA.
Yeah.
Regardless,
I think 2
RDA
years
is
ago.
the same animal
Yes.
that he was 2
Yes,
years
he
ago.
is.
So the way he dismantled RDA goes to show you where his position is
Yep.
in the lightweight division. And what was it that you wanted me to look up? It was his accuracy in
Khabib's
takedowns.
takedowns efficiency rate.
Basically 50%. So you're going down. You're going down essentially. He'll try one time, you'll stuff it, but you're going down.
Yep.
in the next.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flip
so-
a coin.
Yeah, honestly, the way he throws people, and even if he gets himself in bad situations, the way he gets out of it is impressive. I was watching him tie up with RDA, and he basically switches on him, flips him over with almost a what is that?
Judo throw.
Judo throw.
Yeah.
Thank you. That was impressive.
Yeah. So who you got for that fight? Khabib or MJ?
Well, you guys know what I'm doing. I'm playing it impartial,
Okay.
but I mean, it's hard to say that.
Yeah.
Michael Johnson
Michael
has
Johnson
a punch.
won the
You're not
boxing,
leaning
yeah.
towards anybody?
I mean, you guys probably know who I'm leading.
Yeah,
towards.
okay.
Yeah.
He's
Okay.
23-0
For a reason, right?
He averages 7 takedowns per fight. I mean,
So Michael
you know
Johnson
what's
isn't a
gonna
bear.
happen. Michael Johnson is skinny. Like, I mean, he's definitely not a bear.
Alright.
He can't take it. I mean,
All right. Down to the next one. Frankie Edgar versus Jeremy
It's gonna be a
Stevens.
good fight.
this one has fight tonight written all over it.
Oh yeah.
Excellent fight. The Answer versus the Little Heathen. Frankie Edgar's coming off a loss against Jose Aldo, which is unfortunate, but
Yes.
Jose's still one of the best fighters in the world.
Yeah.
Looking to bump back from his loss against Jeremy, and a man who carries a lot of power, and he's coming off a victory over Barral,
Yeah.
which is impressive itself.
And he knocked out what's his name, Dennis Bermudez at UFC 189 with that flying knee.
Oh, yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that, man? Oh
I
my
know.
god.
He has a 68% KO rate in his
Yeah,
victories.
he when he hits people, they don't move.
I know. You sound just like him at the press conference.
It's true though,
Who the
man.
fuck is that guy?
Oh God, that was the funniest moment.
Yeah, but I mean, this game plan's simple. Frankie will have to evade the power strikes of
Yep.
Steven.
Uses takedowns.
And he does that well. I mean, he's been in wars with Gray Maynard.
Yeah.
And Gray Maynard is essentially similar to Little Heathen with the overhand right, the heavy strikes. But Little Heathen has been growing up lately.
Yes,
I mean,
he has.
he's training with arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter today, Dominic Cruz.
Yes.
In Alliance MMA.
Yes.
Who's hard to hit in himself.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's good training experience. We know that Frankie can incorporate strikes and takedowns as well. I see Frankie narrowing that decision with his takedowns, if he could take down Jeremy. But don't underestimate Jeremy's power, man. Don't do it.
Okay. So you're taking Frankie.
He's playing partial.
Okay.
Fourth time.
It's tough, man. I get it, man. This is a big card. I got Jeremy Stevens by KO.
Oh,
Yeah. Why do you
He's
see that?
He's the bigger fighter. He has the reach.
Yeah.
The way he moves and the way he hits people, the way he creates angles on people. I'd love to see a flying knee. But that Frankie Edgar is one of my favorites.
I love to see a flying knee every fight.
They
But-
should just all do it, man.
Just,
I got Jeremy Stevens by knockout. I want to say third round.
Third round, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
I think their both conditioning will be efficient
Yeah.
in the fight, especially Frankie. He's more of a wrestler, so
course.
he's training his ass off right now. Same with Jeremy Stevens. I've seen him doing his boxing drills.
Yeah, he's got good coaches
my
now. I
goodness,
like his
man.
striking coach a lot. I mean,
Yeah.
he's grown up since he was in lightweight.
Yes. So I got Jeremy Stevens by KO in the third round.
Nonetheless, this is a competitive fight. I mean,
Yeah.
Frankie's got a lot to lose here.
Yes, he does. Because if he loses, he'll drop to that.
He's going to bantamweight to fight
Yeah.
DC, Dominic Cruz, man.
Ooh.
Now, that would be a fight to talk about.
I'd rather see Frankie go back up to lightweight.
Oh, those guys are getting bigger, though. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but
those guys
Frankie
are huge
cutting-
at lightweight now.
Frankie cutting to 45 is tough.
He naturally weighs like 156.
Oh, yeah,
156.
Yeah,
I think he could do it because Conor does it worse. And so
Yeah.
when Anthony Johnson went to 170.
That's true.
How did he do that? But Frankie, him at lightweight, I mean, these guys, Khabib would dominate him. I mean,
Oh,
that's my
yeah.
opinion.
Oh,
And
goodness.
Khabib is a big guy. Tony Ferguson's a big guy. Edson Barbosa's big. These are all big lightweights.
Yes.
Every division is significantly growing.
Yep.
The welterweights now look like middleweights. The middleweights look like light heavyweights.
Light heavyweight, yep.
And light
I agree
heavyweights
with
look
you.
like heavyweights. So that could be, I mean, it's funny because post USADA, people are looking bigger anyway. So
Yeah.
I think Frankie goes lower. He'll dominate people at 135. I really do believe.
Now, do you think Dominic Cruz will lose to Frankie?
Come
ever? Okay. I don't think
I
so.
think it's a competitive fight, but
Oh, yeah.
you don't touch DC.
Maybe
Yeah.
for another day. Now we moving on to the main card, and we got a women's bantamweight
I
match.
laughed at this fight.
Yeah.
But it's still a good fight.
Misha Cupcake Tate versus versus Raquel Pennington.
No, I mean, Misha should just, if there's a belt, she's the most attractive fighter
Yes.
in UFC
Her
right
body,
now.
man. Oh, this is. What did you
MMA
say last episode?
MMA wives.
We gotta make.
Yeah,
a
for a
show
moment
on
we
that,
have
man.
we have a segment of MMA wives.
Yeah.
I would love to have a night with her. I don't give a fuck what Brian Caraway's got to say
Oh my
about that.
God.
Her butt plug. I don't give a fuck about him. I mean, he might fight Jimmy Rivera next, by the way.
Really?
I think he'll get his ass.
Oh,
whooped.
Jimmy Rivera's gonna cook him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Brian Caraway's
That's the
top
Puerto
10.
Rican, right?
Yeah, the guy that beat
God,
Ali Uriah.
yep.
Yes,
That
very
was-
underrated fighter.
I don't fuck with Brian Caraway. He wants the title shot. He was being a bitch about it.
He's not gonna.
But he needs to earn it. If he beats Jimmy Rivera, and I'll shut the fuck up.
Jesse, how's it looking?
So are you?
So, I mean, this should be an easy victory for Misha.
Okay.
I usually,
right.
I'm usually impartial.
I'm gonna go with Misha as well. Either way, she's gonna win the fight. Her ground game, she submitted Holly Holm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And she was losing that fight. And her boxing is pretty good. So
She's kind of reckless with her boxing.
yeah,
like,
she could get sloppy. And her
yeah.
conditioning, it's.
I don't like watching her fight.
I don't either.
I like
Ever-
watching her.
Yes,
Simply.
I like. Yeah, I agree. Misha is the number one contender for that bantamweight belt. I think she wins this fight.
Yeah, I mean,
And depending on this Ronda Rousey Amanda Nunes fight coming up in December, whoever that winner is, there's rumors Ronda will fight either Cyborg or she'll fight Misha Tate again.
yeah.
Oh, the most
Now,
uninteresting
just
fight.
listen to this, though. I mean, Raquel Pennington's record is 8-6.
Yeah, that's not.
I mean,
impressive.
she's coming off of 3 victories, I believe. But regardless, there's a reason why you're 8-6.
Yeah.
You have
And
holes in your game.
that bantamweight division for women. That's no joke.
I mean, it's getting better.
Yes, very.
I believe at
Very
Ronda's
better.
prime, you had people who sucked like Raquel Pennington.
Do you think this fight was thrown on the main card off of Misha's name alone, or just to add another
I
women's fight?
think just
both. I want to say
she's good to look at, yeah.
Yeah.
she,
that's what I
she's
was-
a good promotion, good
to
job.
add a good name, and she hasn't fought since UFC 200 in July.
Because
She
I'd rather
lost her
see
belt.
Frankie Edgar on the main card.
No, I agree
Oh,
with
I
you.
agree.
But
Same
there's
thing
a
with
reason.
Khabib, man.
There's a reason why they do this. Because it's on free TV, so everyone's watching it.
Yeah.
They know that fight has the potential to bring people
Draw people in?
Yeah.
Okay,
That's
all,
why they do
all
that.
marketing. Yeah,
So
feel
I
you.
agree.
feel
What you keep my boy Frankie on prelims because
Yeah.
at the same time, it's good exposure, and you know that fight is good. It's a good fight.
All right. Next to now to the next one. We got a welterweight bout. Calvin Gastelum versus Donald Cerrone.
I always say Kevin.
I said
But
I said Kelvin,
No,
right?
Kelvin is his
Yeah,
name.
it's
I said
I always
Kelvin?
say Kevin.
All right.
I literally,
I was about to say.
Yeah, I literally wrote my paper here, and I have my own analysis.
And you
I
wrote
wrote
Kevin?
the whole time.
You want me to go
Who
first?
threw that on his name?
I don't know.
He already took an L, and the fight didn't even start yet.
You want me to go first?
Sure.
Kelvin, did you watch Ultimate Fighter at all? He was an Ultimate Fighter winner.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I watched a little bit of him. Go ahead.
He won Ultimate Fighter, obviously. His last victory, he humiliated Johnny Hendricks. And Johnny Hendricks wants to retire. Johnny Hendricks wants to retire. If he doesn't win his next fight, he wants to retire. Did you hear about that? Oh my God, Kelvin, he's gonna get his ass knocked out by Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone ever since he moved up in weight, he's an animal.
I know.
He trains with Greg Jackson, probably the best mixed martial artist gym in the world. His mindset alone, Greg Jackson, very good mind in MMA. Donald Cerrone, he's 31-7 in the lightweight division and in the welterweight now. He was making jokes about it at the 205 press conference. I could drink all the beer and
I know.
and
he'll
all
be
the
on
food I
weight.
want. And he'll be on weight. He said he's gonna fight in the lightweight and welterweight. He said the cut sucks, but I don't know, man. Donald Cerrone, I hope he stays at 170 because he's an animal. He only has 2 fights at 170, and he's already the 7th ranked fighter in that division. And that division's no joke.
I know.
I got Donald Cerrone by knockout. I want to say the second round.
Okay. I was going to say, one of the things Gastelum has to fight is that scale.
Yes.
He's always missing weight.
Yes. I was gonna
him
mention
and
that
Johnny
as well.
Hendricks is ironic that they fought last.
Yeah.
They both miss weight, you know? They usually do.
Yeah, they
Kelvin's
got
a
fined
big
some of their
boy.
money for that.
Kelvin's a big boy, but impressively, though, he has he lost to Tyron Woodley by split decision, but that goes to show you that he competed with the
Yes.
champion in the
Oh,
world,
yeah.
and one judge saw it his way. So, I mean, he's definitely a good challenge for Donald. He's ranked number 6. Oh, no, 5. Donald's ranked number 6 in welterweight.
Oh, 6. Oh, okay.
But Donald's last fight against Rick Story, who's another bulked up
oh my
welterweight.
God.
With
Did you see that
strike
combination?
combination ending?
Oh,
oof,
Jesus.
that was so impressive because it ended with a head kick. The way he set it up, it looked like you had to set these angles
Yeah,
up.
I
and line
believe
up
he
your
hit him
foot.
with a left hand,
It was
right
left,
to the
right,
body,
yeah.
left back to the top, and then he hit him with that right roundhouse kick to
Beautiful
the head.
kick.
And then he finished him.
His
And
Muay
that was
Thai
that
sound.
that was the 202 card with Connor as well.
Yeah, I mean,
he fought in that card as
how
well.
can you not like Cowboy? I mean, this guy fights every week.
He's so entertaining.
He's one of the most active fighters, and he's talking about
Yeah.
fighting at 207 as well.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even know what the outcome's going to be here,
Oh, no.
but he still wants
No,
to
he
fight.
don't care. He's making money. He's having a good time, and I believe he's one of the fighters up there for fight of the nights, knockout of the nights. He's impressive.
What we have to consider, though, is we know they're both weigh in if Kelvin comes in at 170.
I hope so.
But when I'm fighting that, Kelvin's going to be at middleweight close to 200 pounds.
Yeah.
So I don't know what Kelvin's game plan will be. I would suggest not standing with
No.
Donald. You just don't do that.
You gotta take him down.
So, I mean, Donald most certainly has the advantage on the feet. Having a 4-inch reach advantage helps as well. If Kelvin decides to take the fight to the mat, it becomes mutually interesting because Donald has a great triangle choke.
Yeah. And I think he's a brown belt in jiu-jitsu as
Yeah.
well. His jiu-jitsu
It's
is
not
not
worried.
bad.
Mm-hmm.
No.
But only Kelvin's only way to win is by controlling Donald.
Yes.
Fall.
I agree.
That's it.
Interesting. So now we're gonna move to the middleweight bout. Chris Weidman versus Joel Romero.
Ooh.
And Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman.
I got my feelings on Chris Weidman. Jesse's a big fan. What do you think about it, though?
Well, we know who you're
going
gonna pick. Yeah.
You go first.
Let me. I'll just list what. I mean, we all know what the situation is going to be, or at least what are the advantages between the two. It's a great matchup.
Yes,
I mean,
it
it's
is.
exciting. Chris Weidman's looking to bounce back from his loss against Luke Rockhold.
And you're always trying to bounce back from the loss
From
against
USADA.
USADA.
You beat me to it. I literally wrote that down.
I didn't know if you were gonna get it. All right,
I
cool.
said Yoel's last loss was against USADA.
Perfect.
He's been out for a year.
Yeah.
About, yeah.
Weidman's key to victory will need to incorporate weathering the storm because
Yes.
Yoel, his last fight against Jacare, landed a spinning back
Oh,
fist and
God.
knocked Jacare almost out, and he beat him up for the remainder of the round. The second round was more Yoel, but the third round he totally gassed out.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why I say he needs to weather that storm.
They think that fight was controversial. I think you all took it out.
I think
think
he
he
looked
took that
good
fight.
in the beginning, but if that fight went 5 rounds,
Oh, no.
Yoel would
Jacare
have
would have finished him.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, so you have to incorporate that because he gasses out for a big boy that he
Yes.
is.
Yeah.
But also, you got to forget, Yoel Romero's an Olympic wrestler.
Yes.
I just discovered that a month ago, so I didn't even know.
Oh, wow.
He's an Olympic wrestler, so that goes to show you. I mean, he defends 75% of his takedowns, so
That's
that goes
very
to show,
impressive.
yeah.
Yes.
So I mean, Weidman will need to implement his strikes and wrestling seamlessly, and hope that Romero gasses out.
Yeah.
Because if Romero catches him, Weidman will hit
Oh, yeah.
the deck.
You guys know my obvious pick here.
Excuse the Oreo eating in the background.
Yeah, we're hungry here.
I'm gonna take one too, so you might hear some noise.
Don't mind us.
Lunch break.
In You guys know my pick. On the previous episode, I had tremendous love for Chris Weidman. I'm gonna go.
He wants his babies. He wants some more babies.
He told me he's infatuated with the way he looks.
I got Chris Weidman.
Yeah, he's got a bigger reach than Uriel.
Yes, he does. I got him beating him up on the ground and pound. I think he's gonna beat him on the ground.
Yeah. Excuse me, I'm eating as I'm speaking.
I just think Weidman's gonna prove a lot off the Luke Rockhold loss. I mean, if you look at that fight, it was so close. I think because it was finished in the third round, I think Chris won those first 2 rounds, in my opinion. He was controlling the pace. He was controlling the space between him and Luke. When he threw that spinning back kick, Luke took it full advantage, and he just pounded on him, and he just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
It was very hard to see because
I know.
I love Chris Weidman so much, and his face was destroyed.
Now, question: what if? And I don't think Uriel's going to do this, but what if he switched it out and tried to take down Chris? That would be interesting.
That'd be interesting because Chris Weidman, his takedown defense is no joke. He was a Division I wrestler.
Yeah, I mean, you're not lying. He's got an 81% takedown defense.
He was a Division I wrestler.
Although Uriel's Olympic.
Yeah.
It's a little high.
I'm trying to remember where Chris Weidman went to college. Somewhere in Long Island, I believe.
New York. That's all that matters, man. He's representing New York.
Oh, yeah.
He's coming.
Him being on this card brought so much to the fans from New York, from all around the world. He's big name.
He was a representative of MMA when they were trying to push it.
Yes, they were trying to get this approved for so long.
He worked hard on that.
But I got Chris Weidman beating him on the ground. I want to say...
Yeah, it's got to be the late rounds.
I want to say the third round.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. It's got to be the late rounds. And I think Uriel wins if he wins in the early rounds.
You can't underestimate Uriel's knockout power, though. And Weidman got some power, too, but not as efficient as Uriel.
It's the soldier of God versus the all-American pussy. Oh, wait, sorry. Sorry, the all-American.
Oh, God. I love the opinions on Chris Weidman here. I love how it's so split.
I think we're just bitter that he beat Anderson.
Honestly, yeah, because Anderson's like what got me into it.
Yeah,
you
and
just can't get over it.
I mean, Anderson's gave a lot of exposure to MMA with his skill set, but
that should
Chris
be a
Weidman
topic.
had to go ahead
that should
and
be a topic in the
Yeah,
future.
in the future.
Who gave the most exposure? We should write that down.
Oh, that's easy.
Right.
Everybody knows who we're
Connor?
gonna say. Of course. You know, there was a recent report that indicated that he was responsible for 25% of the overall profit in pay-per-view.
Connor.
25%.
Oh, yeah. You know how much people he brought to that Nate 2 fight?
That's crazy.
Oh,
Yeah, but do we give credit to people that actually like put on the map first starting? You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
But
You gotta
look
represent
at-
Forrest Griffin, Stephen Bonner,
Yeah.
and
If you look at the UFC now, from where Connor came from to now, the UFC is so big because of Connor.
But it started low. Like
Yeah. I'll respect the other fighters, but now, like,
of course you're gonna claim Connor.
Yeah. When people mention UFC, big name Connor, John Jones, Ronda Rousey. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Those are the
he
big
became the
names.
face.
Yeah.
He became the name that everybody knows.
Yeah, the C in UFC is for Connor. You know that, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Frankie Edgar called that.
Yeah.
But credit to him.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it in a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna
Next
move on
fight.
to the women's strawweight championship match.
Oh yeah.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk versus Caroline Sutton. Yeah.
I can't pronounce it either.
They're both from Poland.
I know.
They're very good fighters. Actually, did you know that they both fought each other in the amateur level?
How'd that go?
Joanna won by decision.
We'll see that again. I don't make predictions, but
Yeah,
we're gonna see that again.
I don't know. The thing is, Joanna was very impressive against Claudia Gadelia. And you know, Claudia trains here in Strasbourg, correct?
Yes.
She has her own
Yes,
gym.
I wanted to
Yes.
see her. I wanted to.
Oh my
I wanted
goodness.
to get her back, and just
Yeah,
start-
I love her. She's good. She's a good.
I would like to feel her up.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say,
me
oh,
too.
we're wrestling here,
Yeah.
right?
She's a good fighter, but I think Joanna beat her up. She showed who the real champ was. She told her, I'm gonna beat you, blah blah blah. She won by decision.
Dude,
that was a very impressive fight.
Claudia is her kryptonite, and she beat.
Oh
her.
yes, you beat her
Because-
twice.
Yeah, exactly. And the first 2 rounds, she lost.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, with that wrestling, Claudia's wrestling, man,
That's
so deadly. But she gassed out in that third and fourth, and that's when Joanna had the 10-8 rounds. I think she knocked her down at least once in that fight, and I think Claudia knocked.
with a
Joanna.
jab in the beginning. Claudia was her greatest matchup.
Yes.
This is just another bump.
I think it's gonna be a good fight. I want to see Joanna win by a knockout because her Muay Thai, man, so vicious. Her boxing is amazing too.
She's got a beautiful job.
Not going to decision.
I think it will go to decision, but I want Joanna to knock her out.
It could happen.
I want Joanna to win because right now she's the best woman fighter. Because Ronda Rousey, might not even win against Amanda Nunes, and we'll get to that into the future when she fights on December 30th at UFC 207. We'll get into that, but Joanna's definitely the best woman fighter. I believe.
I was just about to say that.
I think she's number 5 pound for pound in the world, or 6. She's up there, man. Joanna's no joke. I think she's gonna defend her belt by decision, but I'd love to see her get a knockout.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even want to pronounce her last name, but Joanna's a Muay Thai champion.
Yes.
She's got beautiful jab, great kicks. She, like you said, is arguably the best female fighter currently,
Yes.
and if she keeps this up.
Yeah.
Of
Could
all
be
time.
ever if she remains undefeated.
But
she's 12-0.
Carolina, I mean, they're familiar with each other.
Yes, they fought.
And
before.
and I was picking Rose against Carolina, but
Yeah, me
Carolina
too.
came in there with the clinch.
Because
and
Rose
started
beat Paige
beating-
Van Zandt.
Beat the shit out of Paige
Yes.
Van Zandt.
Her face got
Her
ruined,
pretty
but
face
now-
was all red
now
after
she's
that.
okay now, thank God.
What's her nickname? Is it like the Red Queen or something?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carolina has good clinch work, and
Yes, she does.
that could play a factor. But then again, Joanna is just an animal.
Mhm.
She lands over 6 strikes per minute.
Yeah,
She's
her
just,
significant strikes, man, they land, man.
she's accurate, 48%, nearly 50.
Yep.
She's
Her
no
takedown
joke.
defense is suspect because look at that Claudia Gadelha
But
fight.
Claudia's built like a machine.
Yes,
You know?
and they cut tremendous weight. And Joanna, I think her walk around weight is probably no heavier than 135. So
Yeah, she's light. She's
she's light girl.
But-
I'd love to see her move up in weight, but I'd definitely have her
I
defend the
don't
belt.
want to see her move up in
I
weight
do.
because
Let-
if she
let her
fights
dominate?
to 135.
Let her dominate.
Misha Tate's huge in
Yeah.
comparison to her. And
Oh, yeah.
unfortunately, you want Joanna to win, but because I
Yeah.
think she's better overall.
Yes.
But Misha could lay on her all day.
I just hope, like in the future, like we were talking about this last episode, I
Well-
hope they make more divisions for the women.
I think 125 is working.
125.
Like they're working
would
on
be-
that now.
Yeah, and I hope they work on that 145 for Chris Cyborg, man.
Oh
Her-
yeah, another arguably
She
the best.
has to cut 30 pounds to get to the 135 limit, which is 140, which
That's
is a
crazy.
catch weight. You know what I
I
mean?
know these bitches meet up in the middle, and,
Yeah.
and for
Oh my
Chris
God.
it's harder.
But I hope they make more divisions for women because they only have 2. They have strawweight, which is 115, and bantamweight 135. That's not fair. Look at all the divisions for the men.
They'll grow.
Yeah.
Right now they're in an evolutionary stage.
Over time.
They're so much.
It's still new. It's fairly
Yeah.
new.
The
Yeah.
competition's growing because
Yes.
no offense to Ronda, I know she's one of the best, but she was ahead and everyone
Yep.
else sucked. And now you see
Yep.
better fighters coming
Yes.
in.
Holly Holm beat her. Misha Tate beat her.
Now they're
Amanda
becoming a
Nunes beat
draw.
her.
Now
Yeah.
they're becoming a draw now.
Yes, they are.
They're starting to advance to that level.
Yeah. Even the strawweight division, it's so stacked.
Yeah,
So
I know it's
it's
fun.
interesting.
And I don't think Joanna will have to worry about takedowns because this girl's never had a takedown.
Oh,
Or
wow.
She never attempted one. At
Okay,
least.
Fun
then
fact.
I got
Her
you on.
percentage
Fun fact.
and accuracy is 0%.
So-
I got you on.
I know you're partial, but
beating that
you're
girl.
leaning towards Joanna, right?
Well, Joanna is the best for a reason. you know?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. All right, now we got the welterweight championship
Main
match.
event.
We
I'm
got
interested to see how Christian's gonna
We got-
decide on this fight.
we got the challenger Stephen Thompson, and then we got
Wonder
Tyron Wonder Boy
The
Thompson.
Karate Kid.
Then we got the champion Tyron Woodley.
The chosen one, I think.
They're the chosen
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Let me just pull up the stats. So basically, it's a big matchup in the
Yes.
welterweight division.
Tyron Woodley didn't want to fight him at first. man.
Tyron was running.
He wanted to
Tyron.
fight-
The Tyron was running.
Emphasis on the run.
He wanted to fight Nick Diaz, who wasn't even off his
The
suspension
dumbest
yet.
shit. Don't mind my profanity, but it's the dumbest shit I've ever heard
Oh
in
yeah.
my life.
Nick
Why is
Diaz-
everyone calling out Nick Diaz? Michael Bisping called out Nick Diaz.
Yeah, he's
Get
trying to
the
fight
fuck
GSP
out of here.
too.
Why is the retard? Excuse me. Who doesn't even want to pay his fine that he, for
Yeah.
the marijuana, who's probably never gonna end up fighting again because he's so stubborn,
Probably not.
would get
I
an
wanted to
immediate
see
title shot. What
him
kind of
fight.
logic is that? Like, he lost his last fight's a loss, and no contest to Anderson
Yeah,
Silva, but he lost.
Yeah, he got his
He
face
lost,
rearranged.
and before that, I believe it was a GSP loss, and Carlos Condit lost.
Yeah, he fought top-notch guys in that welterweight division.
I used to fuck with him heavily in
I honestly,
Strikeforce.
yeah.
I used
Oh
to
my
like him so
God.
much. He's good at welterweight. He beat up Robbie Lawler in the beginning of UFC.
Yep.
He's definitely good, but his brother's becoming better overall because Nick Diaz. I don't know what he's doing, but he's being stubborn and
I
stupid.
have Nick Diaz one of the best welterweights ever because 26-9, pretty impressive.
I mean, he
He did fight at 185 too. You can't forget that. But welterweight, he fought GSP, fought Carlos Condit.
Yeah.
I mean, he was impressive.
He used to fight a lightweight too.
Yes, he
He
did.
beat Takanori Gomi at his prime.
Oh,
and
wow.
the fun fact, he was tested for drugs, and it was estimated that he was fucking high during the fight.
I don't doubt it.
So, and he got clipped with a bomb that almost sent him to bed.
Yeah.
But then he caught him with a go-go plata, which is basically like an omoplata, but you put the shin
in
in
under
front
the
of the neck. So it's a sick submission, and it's impressive. I mean, his pass is so impressive. Right now, he's not looking good, though. What we totally.
Yeah, I was gonna redirect y'all, but
That's
it's okay.
It's MMA for a reason.
I mean, we got some time.
Yeah, we got time.
Back to the topic here. Who do you got?
I mean, these are the last two fights to talk about, so it's going to be a longer talk. But Tyron Woodley, I mean, he's the welterweight champion, and he's a massive.
He did beat the
he
great Robbie
He
Lawler.
cleaned up Robbie
Yeah.
Lawler. I was watching that, and I almost called 911 because I thought he died. I literally thought he was assaulted. I mean, he held his head against the cage and
It was
threw
a
his
great
hardest
stoppage.
punches.
If he would have continued, Robbie Lawler's jaw would have been on the ground.
I mean, and Robbie was supposed to fight in this card too. You remember that?
Yes.
He was supposed to fight
He
Donald
pulled out.
Cerrone.
Oh my god, I would have loved that.
My jaw would have been on the floor.
He
But-
pulled out because he didn't want to come back too soon.
Good call, though.
Yeah.
Good call, because what happens when you pull? You end up like Chad Mendes, and Frankie Edgar knocks you out. I mean,
Yeah.
no offense, but Frankie Edgar's never been known for punching power.
Yeah.
So that's just what happens when you face Conor McGregor.
And now,
I'm just
and now Chad is facing a 2-year suspension right now from USADA.
Another L in his life. But you know what? I think he's happy with it. He has a YouTube channel now. He
Chad?
hunts.
Oh, I know he hunts all the time.
And his YouTube channel
That's
is
his
just
second
based
life.
off that.
Yeah.
So I think he's content where he's at. But back to the welterweight title fight.
All right, so let's actually get into the actual fight. Jesse, who are you leaning towards?
If you think about it,
For
Tyron Woodley beat Robbie Lawler.
Tyron Woodley has been ducking. I don't know how he got a title shot.
Neither do I.
I'm not trying to hate on the guy.
He was the 4th ranked fighter going into that Robbie Lawler
It's
fight.
funny, but there's a video of him talking about how you need to earn your shot.
Yep.
And then once he gets a champion, once he becomes champion, he calls out people who haven't earned it.
Yeah.
What kind of backwards logic does he have?
The thing is, the reason why
You're not a fan?
Well, let him go.
I like Tyron. I don't like Tyron Woodley in this fight, but I'm gonna talk about Tyron Woodley here. Both Tyron Woodley and Robbie Lawler come out American Top Team. You know they split up the coaches for those two fighters. So,
I know.
one coach knew how Robbie fought, and
Yeah.
the other coaches knew how Tyron
And I'm
fought.
sure they had experience
Yeah,
training
exactly.
together.
Because if you look at that Tyron Woodley match against Robbie Lawler, when he knocked him out, that was one of the first punches thrown in the fight. Because Robbie was trying to create space. That's what he's trying to do. Robbie is the championship fighter where he's kind of like Anderson Silva. He wants to figure out the space. He wants to know what he's going to throw in the first couple rounds, get him to gas out, and have some activity on the offensive side. But Robbie was the fighter to always create angles. He was more on the defensive side in the earlier rounds of the fights, especially being in as a champion and all the wars he's had since being a champion
He's
against
an
Johnny
animal.
Hendricks. But I got Stephen Thompson knocking him out.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Tyron is huge. I mean,
And
he
you
looks
can't
like a light
and you can't
heavyweight.
forget this is a 5-round fight.
I know. The reach differential wasn't significant at all. I was surprised. Stevens only got a 1 inch on him,
Oh,
so
wow.
that won't play too much of a
And
factor.
Tyron is a very good wrestler as well. But Stephen Thompson's ever since he got into the grappling,
He's doing well, and
his
he's training with Chris Weidman.
Chris Weidman as well.
So that's
His
good.
grappling is so elite.
Yeah. I mean, Thompson has over 60 fights behind MMA.
Yeah.
Not even, like just
Yep.
karate.
Yep.
So that's great experience on the feet. He knows the weapons that Tyron has.
Yes.
A right hand. A right hand double leg takedown. I mean, but the way Tyron covers space is going to be interesting because Tyron's going to try and cover space. Steven's going to try and circle out.
Yep.
And Steven's got good elusive
Oh my
movement.
goodness.
So, I mean,
And you
it's
can't
interesting.
forget that Tyron Woodley, he got some vicious leg kicks. He
Oh, I know.
tore some in Carlos Condit's knee when they fought a few years ago.
No, I mean, I respect him for that victory.
Yeah.
Because just like you said, if you do an arm bar, just like Tyron said, if you do an arm bar and you break the guy's arm, you win, right?
Yep.
So just because he kicked his leg and he happened to cause an
Fall
injury
and
doesn't
cause
mean
a
that it
big
isn't
injury,
a victory. Itself.
Oh, yeah.
It still is a victory, but I don't know if Carlos had any pre-existing problems with that area. I mean, I think
Yeah, he's fought for a while. He probably did.
Yeah. But again, Thompson has phenomenal kicks. I mean,
Yes.
he disguises them well behind his punches, and he places them behind you. I don't know how he does that, but You'll know. You won't even see it coming. It comes behind your peripheral vision. It's sick the way
He's
throws
hit people with wheelhouse kicks that just touch your nose and he'll fall.
Oh, Jake Ellenberger. Yeah, Jake Ellenberger.
You can't
drunk and he
fight.
landed.
Yeah.
But just to go back to that fight, Jake actually landed a right hand.
Yeah, and he caught Steven.
So that's an interesting thing to consider. Steven dropped. He did hit the ground. He got back up immediately, but just goes to show you that Tyron can land that.
Yeah.
He can. But at the same time, we know what he's bringing.
Yeah.
So
Ever
Steven's
since that,
training for that.
Yes. Ever since that Jake Ellenberger fight, which you mentioned, Steven Thompson, he fought Johnny Hendricks and he's whooped his ass.
Yeah.
If you think about it, compared to that Jake Ellenberger fight and then to now, his grappling and more of his kickboxing and his karate have gotten better, obviously. But his movement with the feet and his head movement and the way he moves his bodies and creates angles to make a fighter miss has gotten very impressive, which I think that's going to aggravate Tyron Woodley, because I think Tyron Woodley is going to come out aggressive in the first round or two. See, I
actually see them both. I 100% guarantee this. They're both going to be so afraid to strike. I know in the beginning, they're both going to be like this. Because Tyron can load up.
Yeah.
He absolutely can, but Steven can counter.
Yeah.
And I know Steven's worried about going first because he can get hit.
Yeah,
we're going to be waiting for like a round or two.
I want this fight to be a war. I really do, but
it can't be though. Tyron doesn't have the chin to do it.
I have Wonder Boy beating him by the third round.
What will play a factor in this fight would be gas.
Yep.
Woodley, I mean, we've seen Thompson go 5 rounds with Roy, so he can do it. Woodley can't. He went, I don't know, it was 4 with Marquardt. Yes. But you seen that knockout, that shit was vicious.
God.
That was vicious. So that goes to show you that his chin is receptive to a punch, and he can get clipped up. So, I mean, Steven has to avoid the right hand of Woodley, and Woodley has been defeated before, as we said.
Yes.
But if he can use his takedown, his wrestling, and if he could clip him with the right hand, we've got an interesting fight. Go back, one more thing. Since Steven Thompson's kick heavy, that also gives the opportunity for Woodley to go for a takedown.
Yeah. So who are you picking for that fight, Woodley? Or Wonder Boy? Down the middle?
Of course.
That's
of
like
course. Generally, unless the fight is significantly disadvantaged, then I'll be in.
I got Wonder Boy by knockout.
Alright.
It's a good fight.
Now the main event.
The main event, baby. All right, we could talk about this for hours.
King.
Well, let's try to. You think you keep it under 10?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So it's gonna be.
I gotta remain calm with this topic.
The lightweight main event.
These Oreo Thins are good, by the
way. We're sponsored by Oreo Thins. But we got Conor McGregor, Jesse's manhood crush.
Besides Chris Weidman.
I think Conor's above, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Conor the Notorious McGregor versus Eddie Alvarez, the champion. Let's go. Who you guys got?
First? Of course, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna have my predictions and everything else in between.
Are you gonna be biased?
No. All right. I'm gonna start here. This is Conor's new division, as he calls it, at 155. Like I said previously in the episode, 155 is no joke. Conor, he knows that himself. And Conor has the belt at 145, as we all know. He beat Jose Aldo at UFC 194 with a knockout in 13 seconds.
He ruined Jose Aldo's life in 13 seconds.
Yes.
Because ever since then, Jose's been a little brat.
Yep. He wants to come back to the UFC, you know that, right?
Yeah.
Dana has been talking to him.
Yeah.
But Conor, after that 194 bout with Jose, at 196, he wanted to fight RDA, pulled out, he hurt his foot, and then we all know what happened from there.
Real quick,
Nate
who do you think will win now?
RDA and Conor? Conor.
I was scared because RDA is a monster,
yes.
Especially at that time.
But Eddie Alvarez, the way he, oh goodness, honestly, it was probably the only person in the world to pick Eddie Alvarez to win that fight.
It was RDA?
Yeah, I picked Eddie because he had an impressive win over Anthony Pettis.
I mean, I wouldn't. It was 3 rounds.
It was 3 rounds.
He did what he was supposed to do. Yeah. I don't think it was impressive.
To get into it, obviously I have Conor winning the fight by knockout. But
what round are we talking? It's got to be early.
Second round.
Okay.
I think this fight's just gonna go just like the Chad Mendes fight. Look at it. Eddie Alvarez is a wrestler with an overhand right. What does Chad Mendes have? He's a wrestler with an overhand right. Do I think Conor will get taken down at least twice? Yes. And Conor, has been practicing his wrestling a lot. I follow him on Instagram. He has his own
course
website,
you
The
do.
Mac Life. Yeah, of course I do.
And he's making that
And-
money
and,
outside
oh
of
my
the
goodness,
UFC too.
He's his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu trainers.
Brazilian?
Brazilian
I said wolf in
Jiu-Jitsu.
the beginning. Well, I'm not
Is
gonna-
that
He's getting better as an overall fighter. He's just not that boxer, the kickboxer. You know what I mean?
I mean, he said it in the media call he had yesterday or 2 days ago.
He said he has a surprise for Eddie.
I know. He said I could do a little taekwondo. You know?
Yeah.
He said I could do karate.
Yeah.
He said he can mix all these things together.
And he's a good grappler. His jiu-jitsu's getting better. His wrestling, his takedown defense, he only got taken down by Nate once.
Yeah, he's 70% takedown defense, right?
He's a good defender on the takedowns. Obviously, he had his ways against Chad Mendez. Chad Mendez had his ways against Conor, I'm sorry. And Chad did beat the shit out of him, I'll admit it, those 2 rounds.
Do you think there'll be a difference if he had a camp?
Camp? No. If you look at it, look what Frankie Edgar did.
What was after? That's what I say.
Yeah.
It was probably a result of that fight.
But
He knocked him out.
even with the
Well, also,
full-
he had a war with Jose, and I
Yeah.
watched that the other day, and that's good. I mean, Chad
Yeah.
Mendez at one time was high level.
Oh, yes. I arguably could have gave him that title.
Mhm.
But back to the Conor Eddie. I think this fight's going to go exactly like the Chad Mendez fight. I think Conor's going to do well on the feet, obviously. Eddie, he has good boxing. He used to box in high school, and obviously he's boxing now with Mark Henry's new
I was
trainer.
talking about Philly, yeah.
Yep. He always says, "Don't bring out the dog in me," and Conor laughs his ass off about that.
That is true.
Eddie is known for his conditioning, but I noticed in that RDA fight when he rocked RDA, his shot selection, like Conor did say, it was
sloppy.
It was very sloppy, and he was throwing flying knees, which I've never seen Eddie Alvarez do, even in Bellator. And his conditioning was like from here, and then as soon as he hit RDA, it was going slightly down. He was so sloppy. I thought RDA was going to hit him, and RDA would win, and Eddie would get knocked out. But I have this fight going to Conor in the second round by knockout. I think Eddie will be efficient on the feet, not as better as Conor. I think Conor will rock him a few times in the first 2 rounds. Eddie's going to get at least 2 takedowns on Conor, in my opinion. He'll probably fuck Conor up a little bit. But Conor has gotten a little bit better on his jiu-jitsu, like I said, and his takedown defense. I hope Conor wins this fight because it's scary. He's obviously going to 155. He's going. He wants to be the number 1 pound for pound fighter, and he wants to be the only fighter in UFC history to hold 2 belts consecutively. That's the only thing he wants to do, and I want to see it. All of the UFC fans want to see it, and I hope Conor does it because after this fight, he has to get rid of 1 belt, and I think he's going to get rid of the 145 belt. But he said in his media call yesterday, he said,
again.
I'm coming back to 145,
Exactly, I know.
and I don't believe him. Because his coach and everybody doesn't want him to fight that low. I think he's too unhealthy.
If he wins this belt, you think he's actually defending this one?
The lightweight belt?
155, yeah.
Yeah, because Khabib's going to bitch at it.
Well, no,
Do you
I
thi-
would
do you
say
think this is
if I
the
was
division
Conor's
he should be
manager,
at?
I'd say let's kill Khabib somehow,
Yeah.
so he can't fight him.
Connor will stick in this division the longest.
Do you think this is
think?
his division?
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And
You
lightweight,
see
yeah.
longevity.
I don't see him fighting maybe 2 more fights at 145, and I don't see him fighting more than 3 fights at 170.
I would love to see the Jose Aldo rematch, but I don't think.
I don't
will.
know. I don't think it'll
it will.
happen.
But-
It's been almost a year since he knocked him out.
I know. Can you believe that?
Flying.
In December, right?
Yeah, in December.
So what's your thoughts on this fight, Christian?
So, I mean, Eddie Alvarez, his career in the UFC was lackluster to say
Yeah,
the
it's
least.
not.
He
it's
lost
not
to Donald.
impressive.
He barely beat Gilbert Melendez, and he beat Anthony Pettis, but it wasn't impressive by
Yeah.
any means. But we mustn't forget that he's an
RDA.
animal in Bellator. And in this case, in RDA's case, he clipped him up, and he was ready. He was in full-fledged Bellator Eddie Alvarez again. So, I think his savageness and his overall brutality sometimes, and like you said, he's probably going to bring out the dog in this fight.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens.
Eddie Alvarez has a lot of conditioning.
This has another fight tonight, potentially.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So I think this one and Edgar versus Stevens are probably the fight in the nights here.
Mm-hmm. I
Most
agree.
likely. Maybe Jim Miller and Thiago Alves.
Oh goodness, I hope
That'll
so.
be interesting. But Eddie's an animal. I'm not gonna sleep on him now because
Oh,
his
I'm not
last
sleeping on
performance,
him. I
he went
respect
crazy.
him tremendously.
Yeah, he went crazy. And I mean, he has more tools in this fight as much as you don't want to believe it. It's not like Conor's going to shoot on Eddie.
Oh, no.
But,
I hope not.
But I know. But there's one thing that Conor has, and that's that 5-inch reach.
Yeah.
Against
you can't forget that.
Eddie Alvarez. And not only that, but there's so many variables. The way he talks in the fight is going to encourage Eddie to keep fighting, like standing.
The thing I like about Eddie, I don't think it's getting to him. Do you?
I don't think
any
Conor's
reception
trash
he
talk,
received.
I don't think it's getting to
I think
Eddie.
at least I would be pissed the way that guy pressed him.
Yeah,
he said,
yeah.
"What the fuck are you talking about, bro?"
Yeah.
He pressed Eddie. I would
Yes.
be pissed because all these people are King McGregor fans. But Eddie's a tough fighter. I mean, he's much bigger than Chad.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's hard to compare that fight similarly because if Eddie takes him down, he could control him because he controlled Anthony, and Anthony's longer, taller, bigger. I would see. I mean, Conor again, he has that touch of death. That left hand.
That left hand, man.
And his boxing's so sharp. I wouldn't be surprised if he clips up Eddie early.
He said he was going to rearrange his face where if he went back home, the family of Eddie Alvarez wouldn't know who he was.
he's a bit ridiculous with that. But, I mean, this fight is most likely fight tonight or one of the candidates.
Yeah.
And Conor brings that left hand. Eddie brings the wrestling. Eddie brings his striking isn't the best, but he's an animal. He's got good explosion. Not necessarily the best defense because he just takes hits and keeps moving and gives. He's the type that gives and hits. I mean, it has a possibility of being another Nate Diaz fight, but I don't think he has a durable chin like Nate. Mm-hmm. So that gives Conor the advantage there.
Yeah. There's one
Conor has a good chin.
Yeah.
And
so does Eddie, in my
does
opinion. Yeah. I want to say one thing. If you look through the top 5 contenders in that lightweight, who's the easiest fight for Conor? Eddie Alvarez. You got RDA. You got Anthony Pettis. Well, he's at featherweight.
Wait, is Michael Johnson?
He's number 6. You got Khabib. You got who else? Edison Barbosa's in there. Tony Ferguson's at 3.
I think Edson might be easier
than Eddie.
Yeah, actually, because Conor could exploit him with striking. It'll be a striking battle.
Oh yeah.
And I think Conor's got some of the best boxing in the game.
Oh, me too.
I know people hate on him for that.
Yeah.
Considering, Floyd Mayweather. I had to bring this in.
Oh God. I think that fight's gonna happen. I really do. By next year, I really do.
What do you think?
I see Floyd destroying Conor in the ring.
Really?
I think Conor will hit Floyd.
I don't think it's going to be destruction.
Hit Floyd? I don't think professional boxers can't hit Floyd.
Come on, you don't think Conor will hit Floyd at least once?
Oh well, yeah, once obviously, but
in the glove, right?
Yeah. But Floyd is a great defender.
You know how much money Conor would make off that fight?
Floyd was down, but Conor wanted more. And I don't blame him. Conor's talking the shit he needs to talk.
Yep.
That would be such a big fight.
If he brought out Floyd Mayweather out of retirement, and if
Floyd should
even think Floyd would come out and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight an MMA fighter," that's gonna be a lot of money. But if he's not gonna lose. Let me correct myself there. But people are gonna be criticizing him like, "You fought an MMA fighter,"
and the trash talk would be amazing.
Oh God, Conor would fool him with trash talking.
Can Floyd read? You remember that radio? I heard it before. He was trying to read.
He knows the English language.
He just can't.
I'm not gonna say he's a Dr. Seuss in any means. He knows how to put them together sometimes, but he's a good trash talker.
All right,
He's not better than Conor.
No, I would say.
But Floyd is the better fighter. We all know this. He's
in MMA, Floyd Mayweather in a real street fight. Let's talk about that.
In a real street fight. Yeah. I got Conor beating the shit out of him.
Of course. One leg kick and Floyd's what did I just sign up for?
In an MMA fight, if Conor takes Floyd down, he'll rip his arm off.
I think Conor should stand up with him in an MMA fight. It would be interesting. But back to the fight matchup here. Eddie is a savage. If he brings his Bellator self back into this fight, Conor doesn't have an easy way to victory. Yep. There's no easy way to victory. This is fight of night candidate for sure.
So it's going to be a show.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be a show.
And the way Conor is, he's immediately going to step forward as soon as the fight starts. Same way he did with Chad, open his hands up and say, what you got? And
that's the thing I want to say right before we head out here. That's the thing I want him to have confidence in himself. I want to talk maybe a little bit, but I want him focused like he was against Nate in that second fight. Mm-hmm. He wasn't talking shit to Nate in that second fight at all. He was maybe like nodding at him like, hey, hit me hard, whatever.
I love that Conor McGregor that talks.
So do I.
That talks is so fun.
The thing,
so fun to watch.
Last thing here, I want Conor just to win this fight so he can hold those 2 belts and
Would
say...
you announce him as the pound-for-pound best?
No.
Would you have an orgasm?
Oh my God, I'll lose my mind if he wins next Saturday. I'll stand on the Buffalo Wild Wings table and rip my Conor McGregor shirt right off my body.
You got one? You wearing it?
Yeah,
All right.
I have one from Team Reebok.
We'll see. We will see come Saturday.
We will see next Saturday, November 12th. Best fight, best UFC card in UFC history.
Yeah, no, I hate when people say it's arguably the best. No, it's the fucking
There's
best
3
fight.
title fights, the first time in UFC history. What beats that?
Yeah, I mean, and it could be history made.
Oh God.
Depending on how this
Connor's
fight
gonna
goes.
make so much money. Eddie, he's gonna make a good amount of money. Everybody, man.
Do you feel like this fight is harder than Nate Diaz?
No, because Nate Diaz is
bigger, yeah.
Bigger, longer fighter.
I know. Nate Diaz came in at 190 or something.
Yeah, he had to cut a lot of weight.
3 times the size. That's
yeah.
That's bullshit.
He beat a triathlon and beat his ass. He won 3 rounds to 2. If he doesn't beat Eddie, it's not a backtrack on his career, which people say, but Connor's career is 20-3. Eddie Alvarez is 28-4. If Conor wins, obviously big. He has 2 belts, and he's gonna get rid of 1. And then if he loses, I don't know what's next. And that's
if Conor loses, the face of UFC is 2-2 in his last 4 fights.
Yeah, and it's sad.
But also, MMA is so different than boxing. You can't go 49-0. You can't.
Yeah.
No.
You can't. Because
you're going to get caught slipping somehow.
During
somewhere.
a takedown, you might get hit with an elbow and you go to sleep. You know, it just happens.
Or a doctor stoppage. Something crazy.
There's
or
so
the
many
Anderson Silva
variables.
injury. Sorry to bring that up.
which we just mark off. No. But again, Conor, he might. I mean, it's a tough matchup. I think Eddie is a bit more of a more athletic fighter than Nate Diaz, a more intelligent fighter than Nate. Besides the jiu-jitsu aspect, so I believe he might be a tougher challenge than Nate. But
people are underestimating Eddie, and I am too. He's no joke. I'll respect him. He beat RDA, but Conor, I have him winning 2nd round knockout.
We'll see, right?
Yep. Come next week.
That's going to be next week. We will have the follow-up, and we're going to have the review and our thoughts and our reaction to it basically next week. Come next Monday. That's going to be a fun one.
If Conor loses, I will not be on the next episode. I'll be in my room crying.
He'll be here. He'll just be crying on air.
Yeah.
You'll hear the tears through the microphone.
Big boys cry sometimes.
All right. Well, that's going to be the end of this. Stay tuned till next Saturday and watch the UFC 205 fight. It's going to be pretty interesting.
There. UFC 205, November 12th.
All right, and we're going to be posting this every Monday, so stay tuned on our SoundCloud, and then I'm going to try to get it on YouTube as well. So, you guys, no final thoughts? You guys are good? No. Any plugs? You want to...
I'm good here.
No, none at all for me.
All right, we're straight.
All right.
All right, you guys have a good weekend. See you.
Peace.